So with Imelda and Ferdinand Marcos, they were fantastically wealthy, super corrupt, living lavish lifestyles, having all these grand parties, and the people of the Philistines were totally impoverished. Again, there was no political freedom, no political parties are allowed. In fact, the person who led the nonviolent resistance movement was the leader of the opposition's wife. So Cory Aquino, her husband was assassinated by Ferdinand Marcos, or people are affiliated with him. And so she took over the nonviolent movement, and there was a mass military defection. So again, you can see a shaking of power that did not include force at all. And so in all these ways, we see that civil disobedience, non-consent, it actually works. And more recently, we see in Sudan the removal of Omar El Bashir. Omar El Bashir came to power through a military coup, but over time the same tactics, repression, political repression, autocratic killings and assassinations of dissidents, corruption, all these things. And usually there's a hairline trigger, for example, some kind of inflation that means people cannot afford the basic things of life like bread. And so this time in Sudan in 2018-2019, it was led by women. They simply took over, did all these mass protests. And when the military now decided, when Omar El Bashir was ousted and the military wanted to perpetuate another military rule, they simply staged a sit-in. So you just have these hundreds of thousands of people or tens of thousands of people sitting in front of the military barracks. They cannot move, they cannot do anything. And they did not use any force. And that ended the regime of Omar El Bashir peacefully. Not a shot was fired by the protesters. It was just a sit-in like that. Anybody can participate in a sit-in, whether you are 2 years old or 98. And this is the power of nonviolent resistance. So the genesis of all this was in looking at some of the tactics of the Mau Mau.